Thanks for streaming with us on WUSA 9 Plus. I'm Leslie Foster.
And I'm Lorenzo Hall. This is your daily download, Maryland. If you are in Maryland, this show is for you. We're going to get you all caught up on all the local headlines in just a few minutes.
We start in Montgomery County, where leaders are advocating for a proposal to protect victims of violent crime, regardless of their immigration status. Our Leslie Moreno explains how it works and who would qualify.
Tonight, these Montgomery County leaders standing together with one message: all are welcome.
Where we do not build walls around our county, but we welcome everybody.
County leaders introduced the Uplifting Victims and Immigrant Safety Act, legislation aimed at protecting immigrant victims of violent crimes who were seeking legal protected status. Councilmember Evan Glass says the need and the outcome of the election propelled this legislation forward.
Let's not kid ourselves. The national election has changed everything. It's changed things here in Montgomery County, and it's changed things across the country. And we want to make sure that every single person is protected, that the law is on their side. And this is one of many efforts, I suspect, that will be coming forward in Montgomery County and across Maryland.
Councilmember Natalie Fani Gonzalez says many immigrants live in fear of federal immigration enforcement and are hesitant to seek help from police when they need it the most.
We are walking the talk.
The U visa grants legal status to victims of violent crimes such as sexual assault, human trafficking, domestic violence, and those who assist police with investigations. Currently, victims can apply for legal status if they assist police with their investigations. However, Montgomery County has a 10-year limit. The new bill would remove that cap, allowing more people to apply regardless of how long it's been since the crime occurred.
Taking every single step needed to ensure that whatever happens at the federal level, we're going to be continuing to protect our community.
Applying for a U visa can be scary for some, but there are organizations that help people through this process. If you'd like to apply or need more information, head to WUSA9.com. In Montgomery County, Leslie Moreno, WUSA 9.
And staying in Montgomery County, a 13-year-old, a 12-year-old, and an 11-year-old are all facing burglary charges. Police say they broke into 2 stores in Rockville early Tuesday morning. First, the Superior Auto Service, and then RMA Transportation. Both are located on Wilkins Avenue. They were confronted by employees at one of the stores, and police found them soon after. All 3 children were released to their guardians.
Let's take you to Prince George's County, where the council has voted to crack down on future 24-hour convenience stores. They say those businesses threaten the health and the well-being of the county. Our Lionel Donovan has that story.
In many parts of Prince George's County, convenience stores are king. I came across quite a few of them while driving around places like District Heights and Suitland, with some only separated by a parking lot, and many of them selling the exact same products. Some of the residents also tell me that there are too many convenience stores in this area. However, some new legislation may finally put a stop to new ones popping up.
Today, council members gather to implement legislation aimed at what they call the health and well-being of Prince George's County. Residents also weighed in, highlighting one issue in particular: too many 24-hour convenience stores and tobacco shops in their neighborhoods.
I'm personally from Suitland, Maryland, to be exact. So we have a lot of tobacco shops that are there. Right across from there, is Suitland Metro Station. It brings a lot of crime. We actually had, if I'm not mistaken, this past year where a UPS driver actually got robbed in front of one of the convenience stores that was over there as well. That was probably 2 blocks away from there. It's not a good look.
In response, the council put forward a new law designed to clamp down on the number of convenience stores coming into communities. The new law now requires that any new convenience store can't come within 3 miles of one that's already set up. Convenience stores are also required to close at 10 p.m. Although some support the measure for the sake of public safety, others warn that targeting an entire retail sector could cause more problems down the road.
I think we've all seen the maps of the existing convenience store locations, and with the exception of transit-oriented activity zones so that projects like the Purple Line can continue, this proposal would effectively shut down future development for standalone non-gas station convenience stores in Prince George's County.
In the end, the council voted unanimously to enact the measure.
Now, this law will not apply to convenience stores that have a permit to operate before the year ends. It also doesn't apply to gas stations. The new law will go into effect next January. From District Heights, Lionel Donovan, WUSA 9.
And staying in Prince George's County, police are investigating a deadly shooting in Upper Marlboro. This happened just before 9 Tuesday morning on Barrington Drive. Police say when they arrived, they found a man suffering from several gunshot wounds. He died right there, and that man has not yet been identified, and so far, no arrests have been made.
Maryland State Police say one person is now in custody for Monday's shooting on I-95 in Prince George's County. 46-year-old Kevin Gross is facing multiple charges, including attempted first-degree murder. He's being held without bond. Troopers found the victim lying on the shoulder of the highway in Laurel around 4:30 Monday morning. At last check, he is still recovering in the hospital. Investigators believe the two men knew each other and they got into a fight before the shooting.
And we have new details about a deadly hit and run in Prince George's County. Police have now identified the woman who was killed. They say someone hit 37-year-old Portia Newton at around 9 o'clock Saturday night. This happened near St. Barnabas Road and Leisure Drive in Temple Hills. Investigators believe the person who hit Newton was driving a white work van. You can see it right here. Police tell us it may be a GMC Savannah or Chevy Express. If you know anything that could help solve this case, police would like to hear from you.
President Joe Biden is officially requesting money from Congress to rebuild Baltimore's Key Bridge. He sent a letter to lawmakers asking for $100 billion. That money would cover the entire cost of rebuilding the bridge. It is part of a larger request to cover disaster relief expenses nationwide. March will bring in 1 year since the deadly bridge collapse. In September, the Justice Department sued the owner and operator of the ship that hit the bridge. They said the company knew about power issues on the ship that led to the collision.
WUSA 9 Sports Report with Chick Hernandez.
Listen, they say that age is just a number. I don't know who they are, but they are lying. Just ask my body. But don't tell that to the 39-year-old Alexander Ovechkin, who, as I speak to you now, is the NHL's leading goal scorer, and his chase for the great one, Wayne Gretzky, is full on. That's the good news. Caps Utah last night. Ovi, first period, 14th goal of the year. It's awfully quiet there. Remember, he's coming off a hat trick. Not done, though. Second period, old man with a one-timer, 15 goals, 26 goals shy of Wayne Gretzky's all-time record. Bad news here, though. Ovi now listed as week to week with a lower body injury after the collision in the third period with Utah's Jack McBain. Ovi stayed down on the ice a little while. He tried to come back on the ice and test it, but it was a no-go. Again, he's now week to week. He will see team doctors tomorrow for further evaluation. Welcome to Dallas Week, people. The Commanders, with one more day off before they prep for the Cowboys, who got thumped by Houston last night on Monday Night Football. Cowboys now 3-7, he said with glee. Commanders on a two-game skid, though, coming off a Thursday night loss in Philadelphia. A little speculation about the Jaden Daniels rib injury he suffered a few weeks back. Since that time, not quite as sharp. Hasn't thrown his passes sharp. It hasn't taken off and run like he did the first part of the season. Head coach Dan Quinn told us Daniels is no longer injured, but he did say when he was dinged up, that affected the amount and the quality of his practice time.
There are times when he was injured that you didn't get the same amount of reps over the last month, and it may be okay for 1 week, but as it goes through a few weeks, you can get a little further away than you like. So for us to have these few days to get ourselves reset and to, get back into a normal week of us throwing, catching, blocking, doing all the things that makes us unique, that's a big deal for us.
All right, in case you missed it over the weekend, the Washington Spirit beat Gotham FC in a shootout in front of a packed crowd at Audi Field. The Spirit now just a game away from their second championship title in 3 years. 6 players from that 21 team still on the 29-person roster. Washington scored late in the second half to tie things up, and then they went on to a shootout. Spirit goalie Aubrey Kingsbury was a wall in that shootout, by the way. So back at practice today in Leesburg for Washington. Despite the championship pedigree, the Spirit are underdogs heading into the finale against the Orlando Pride. Orlando served up 2 losses to Washington during the regular season. The Spirit looking to end that streak on Saturday night.
We're excited. Yeah, this is what we've worked so hard for. We've lost to them twice in the regular season, so we're looking forward to avenging that loss and giving it all we have in Kansas City on Saturday.
Against Gotham, nobody believed that we could beat them. Right now it's the same situation because we lost the 2 games that we played against Orlando. They won the champions, the Shield Cup. So we are underdogs and we are happy with that.
They'll take it. That game right here, by the way, USA 9.
That's right.
Saturday Night Live, 8 p.m.
We cheer them on.
It should be.
Fantastic. They're going to be there. I predict they're going to win it.
You predict it?
I do. Yeah. I'm buying.
Okay, here we go.
You don't
again.
seem as optimistic, yeah?
Yes, they
Okay,
should be.
okay, I was making sure.
They're on a roll right now. We're
Yeah,
good. We're
okay.
good.
Check, double check.
Absolutely. Triple check if you want.
WUSA 9 Weather Impact is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
It is time now for a check of your weather impact forecast. So let's get right to the chief, Tepper Shutt.
Yeah, and Top, you're tracking some rain and wind, yeah?
Yeah, but all kinds of things heading our way tomorrow and tomorrow night, and then maybe a couple of wet snowflakes in northern Maryland by the time we get to, say, Thursday and Friday. First things first, we'll concentrate on Prince George's County, Charles County into southern Maryland. Temps very mild tomorrow morning in the 50s. A couple of sprinkles possible, wouldn't plan around that. 9 o'clock, we're still in the 50s. Pretty nice day temperature-wise. I mean, a fair amount of clouds mixed with a little bit of sun, but by noon, 63 in Waldorf, 63 in La Plata. That's pretty darn good. There are going to be a couple of just sprinkles by late evening, but that is not the main event. The main event is going to be like 11, 12, 1 o'clock. So here's a really good picture of the line of showers, and some of it's going to be heavy. You see the flecks of red there. That indicates heavy rainfall. Temps now in the 50s. That's 11 o'clock tomorrow night. By 4 o'clock, 4:30, everything is gone across the bay with temperatures now much, much colder, like 20 degrees colder, back in the 40s across the board. Now, 7 o'clock on Wednesday for northern Maryland, temperatures are going to be in the 40s to start. And then it also stays dry through lunchtime, couple of sprinkles maybe toward 5 or 6 o'clock. But then, boom, here comes the line of showers. And look at all the red down in portions of west of Germantown, western Montgomery County. So there can be some heavy downpours. Now, by 10, 11 o'clock, you're ready for bed and you're all set. So in terms of timing, it's pretty nice. It's going to roll through between 10 and 11 and like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And then after that rolls through, look at this. Thermont, see the blue? That's snow. Could be some wet snowflakes between Hagerstown and Thermont, maybe even down to Frederick, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Then that rolls out. We get a break Thursday morning, and then some more clouds come back Thursday afternoon, and we have another chance of a shower or a sprinkle, or even a wet snowflake on Thursday. So let's talk about winds. This is a snapshot in time. By 10 o'clock, winds gusting to 40 in Hagerstown, 38 in Martinsburg. So it's pretty much through most of northern Maryland by 10, 11 o'clock tomorrow. The winds continue now across all of Maryland. By 1 o'clock in the morning, winds gusting to 30 across the board. So keep devices charged tomorrow. A little bit of a break. I mean, winds are still 15 to 20, but a little bit of a break early Thursday morning and then late Thursday morning. But by then, by mid-afternoon, winds are still 10 to 15 to 20 miles per hour. So that's going to add a chill to the day. We're going 50s on Thursday and only 40s on Friday. I dress for the 30s and 40s both days. So Frederick, showers late, mainly at night, 66, 64 at Bowie, showers late, 65 Waldorf, showers late. And yes, look at these lows. Low 40s, upper 30s, upper 30s. So get ready for a big change. We go from spring, it'll be in the 60s on Wednesday, to kind of early winter with temperatures in the 40s for highs on Friday.
Okay, thank you, Top. That little bit of rain in the forecast is good news for our water utilities. They're on a drought watch right now, and the lack of rain has renewed focus on the shocking amount of water we waste.
And leaks inside your home can produce astronomical water bills that catch thousands of people by surprise every year. As environmental impact reporter Scott Broom tells us, WSSC Water is trying to stop those leaks.
Okay, yes, there it is. It is a giant blow-up toilet here at WSSC Water headquarters in Laurel, Maryland, designed to get your attention for a reason. Leaking toilets are by far the #1 cause of wasted water and astronomical water bills, according to WSSC Water.
How much water is wasted?
And that's where WSSC Water engineer James Haldeman steps in with his plexiglass demonstration toilet.
So right now the toilet is set up to simulate a small leak. This is typically from a flapper. The flapper is what keeps the water from moving from the top into the bowl. When you flush the toilet, it opens up, water goes out. It's supposed to seal when that's done. But right now you can see there is some water leaking through. We have a small crack in that flapper, which is very common. As they get old, they get brittle, and you develop that crack. So if I run our tracker right now, this toilet leak is 141 gallons a day because it's running all the time. It looks small, but it's running 24 hours a day. And it's going to add $73 on top of your monthly bill if you're on a monthly cycle. It's going to add $220 on top of your quarterly cycle. And it gets worse.
In this case, it was a leaky valve. Water cascaded through the toilet. And the 3-month water bill jumped to $7,322 with more than 250,000 gallons of water wasted.
When we're in a drought condition, we really want to minimize the amount of water that we use. And we certainly don't want to have water running through our toilets if it doesn't need to be.
So how do you know if it's happening at your house? Well, that's where these little dye packets come in. Cheap at the hardware store, free if you call WSSC and ask for them. Put them in the tank, and if the water in the bowl turns color in a few moments, you know you've got a leak for a plumber or a DIYer to fix. WSSC says you ought to dye test your toilets every time you change clocks and smoke detectors and stop wasting all that water and all that money. Scott Broom, WUSA 9.
All right, that is all for now. Thank you for watching. I'm Lorenzo Hall.
And I'm Leslie Foster. We'll see you next time for your Daily Download, Maryland.